So this is Trad Street. It's a very historic street in Charleston. You can go from the 16th century all the way up to modern day. Now there's a fire hydrant about where those people are walking. Now if you watch The Patriot, there's a woman wearing a hoop skirt. Well, hoop skirts were not in fashion during the Revolution, but they needed to hide that fire hydrant. So they had the hoop skirt over the fire hydrant and had a lady standing over it. So come on, let's go, Bela. Let's go. See, I love being in the city proper. Like if I lived down here, I would be so happy, but you have to be filthy rich or have a ton of roommates to live down here. It's so expensive. As you can see, a lot of walking tours going on. Pretty much every house in the city has a historic story to it. So, can't go anywhere in the city without
that influence from other places. The red brick building here, that was a jewel, a silver temple.
Look at this. This is a two-way street, and look at this. It's only one car wide. Now, I'm going to tell you about these shutters as we walk down Trad Street. These shutters told sailors, legend has it, where they could get accommodations for the night. So, the taverns with the moons was where you could get drink and a place to sleep. The shutters with the hearts was where you could find those ladies of negotiated affection. And I am so sorry my voice is all froggy, but everything's in bloom down here. So I'm going to find the house of Alicia Rhett. Alicia Rhett was in Gone with the Wind with one of my favorite actors, George Reeves. George Reeves was one of the Charlton brothers. Now, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to walk too fast, only because it's hot and I have Bela with me. I believe this is where Patty Hearst lives. Don't tell anybody that I told you this is where Patty Hearst lives. Well, I know she lives on Trad Street. So yes, she's still alive and she lives in Charleston on Trad. I know Bela's like, can I go into one of these houses? It's hot. We're gonna go watch the dolphins after this. So I'm looking for 59 Trad, Alicia Rhett. We're at 54. This was the postmaster house. The reason why they had a post office was because it was a central location where you could get your mail. But during the 19th century, when abolitionists were sending mail out, okay, they were sending what essentially was pornography. You know, they only focused really on the master slave, the masters that would bed their enslaved. And they didn't want their children to see these pictures. And so they decided to put in a post office. Okay, that's 60 Trad. 59 Trad right there. This is the home of Alicia Rhett, who was in Gone with the Wind. So let me cross the street so we can get a closer look. Now, of course, Alicia Rhett, when she moved here, she became a famous portrait artist when she was done with Hollywood. And as you can see, it's a typical Charleston single house. Now you would have a lot of box flowers because in the 17th and 18th century, you can imagine the smell from the carriages, the horse pee and poo and chamber pots being thrown out the windows. And so these are historic actually, to have these flower boxes to try and cover that smell. Now, I'm gonna sneak in closer. It doesn't say it's her house, but we know it's her house. But you'll see that there's a porch and it's 2 levels, okay? In Charleston, that is a piazza. And this is your privacy door. So this is where Charlestonians would come. You can see the wind is blowing off the rivers. And so your piazza would face the direction of the wind from the rivers, east and west. So they would come out onto their piazzas. Sometimes they would sleep on the piazzas, but most of the times they would be in a state of undress, you know, showing off their ankles and elbows. Oh my. But when that privacy door was closed, it meant they were not accepting company. Come on, Bela. They were not accepting company because they were in a state of undress. And, you know, there is a difference in Charleston from being naked versus naked. Naked means you're in a state of undress. Naked means you're naked and you're up to something. But this is Alicia Rhett's house. It does not have a marker saying that she lived here. This is her house. The one thing that sucks about the city is that you always have tourists coming in and trying to look at your house. This is Alicia Rhett's house from Gone with the Wind.